All right, so welcome to That Motor Show. I'm Aldo and I'm joined here by John. Pleasure to meet you, John.
Likewise.
Now, I've come across John here with his original 1971 Capella rotary RX2. Now, mate,
That's it.
this is an absolutely awesome car. I'm a big fan of the Capellas in a form of these new guys putting the bigger rotaries and going the drags with them. And they're an awesome car, but yeah, your one stands out. It's still original.
It's still original. Had no intention of doing anything other than original because at the end of the day, it'll do 200k. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a lot of miles per hour because this is in miles per hour.
Yeah.
But
No, that's awesome.
It still travels comfortably, beautifully, and to keep it as original as possible is what I strive for because that way it also is a lot more economical to run at the end of the day at the fuel tank.
Yeah. What sort of economy are we getting out of it?
Well, I can go from where I was at Wynnum to
Yeah.
Coffs Harbour and back to Grafton on one tank of fuel.
Really?
That's just driving it sensibly, because at the end of the day, they're virtually like a mini V8 as far as drive them like a V8 and they'll cost you.
Yeah.
Drive them sensibly, no problem.
That's awesome. And they seem to have a big emission issue with these rotaries, but if it's getting the economy, what's the problem?
Well, this actually was the last of the rotaries
Yeah.
before they hit them with the RX3s with the emission control.
Yeah.
So there's no emission control and it's uncomplicated. It's simple.
A genuine rotary as it comes.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. I read on the placard here, a rebuild at 10,000 miles and hasn't seen another one since. Is it?
Oh, well, it's got 80,000 now miles on the clock.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, it has long distance driving only. I don't take it shopping.
Yeah.
I do it for long distance driving, and it was rebuilt at around about 10 years ago now.
10 years? Yeah.
From the Taz at Toowoomba. The young fellows in Toowoomba, they did a fantastic job on it.
It looks unreal.
And now it just doesn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
And it's really a gem to drive.
Yeah, no, it would be. And it looks amazing. The paint, that's the original colour?
Original colour was repainted. Unfortunately, I had to repaint it because it was deteriorating.
Yeah.
And if I didn't repaint it, I'd have had rust.
It would have looked like the one that was here just a moment ago.
Yes, yeah. So I had to save it. So the repaint job was what it had to have.
It looks great. And so you've never given it a hard time or anything, just a normal everyday driver.
That's right. It's just driving long distance rather than short distances. And as far as what made me buy it initially, back in 1971, the family didn't come along no matter what we did.
Yeah.
So there was no IVF in those days, so we decided we'd buy a new car.
Yeah.
And do that instead. We bought a new car. 6 months later, I was paying off a car and a pregnant wife. And,
that's not ideal, hey?
She later took off with her next door neighbour, but I kept the car. And so it's just kept in the same format. Even today, it's still got the plastic on the sun visors.
Really?
Yeah, it's still got the plastic on the sun visors. It's getting a little bit dodgy, but it's still there.
Oh, you can't help it with this Queensland sun,
I don't
can you?
touch it. I just squint. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's so cool. And these RX2s, they're sought after now. Really?
It's very sought after, that's for sure. But they're such a beautiful car to drive.
Yeah.
If I did sell it, I'd never replace it because there's nothing like it. Like with the no emission control, simple, uncomplicated.
Yeah.
It was just a lovely car to drive all around.
And so, like during the 70s, I suppose you would have had like the Tiranas and the Falcons around you and the Aussie made. So, what made you choose the Mazda over the Ford or the Holden, or even the Mopar, the Dodge?
Well, that's a very good question, really, because I'm a nonconformist.
Yeah.
I'm a hippie from the old days, which was the first thing about rebellion.
Yeah, how cool is that?
So I continue that rebellion. I was tossing up between a Falcon GT and this. This only had 3 moving parts, of course. That's how they advertised it.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that ain't too many parts to go wrong.
No.
So consequently, I chose this, which was around the same value as what the Falcon GT was.
Yeah.
So, non-conformist in every conceivable way.
Yeah.
Nearly 80 years later, I still ain't changed. I'm still a non-conformist.
I don't blame you. the Falcon's a nice looking car, but so is the Mazda.
Oh yes,
And
each one in their own right
yeah,
is a totally different car. You really can't even sort of compare them. Really,
no,
they're
no.
just two different worlds, two different cars.
Yeah.
But this was my choice,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm glad. But
Yeah.
even the clock, in actual fact, is the original rotor from when the motor was rebuilt at 10,000 miles.
Really?
So that is That's the original.
Get a closer look at this. How cool is that?
And I had the rotors, didn't know what to do with them, so I got it spray painted, the clock put in the centre, and now it's time to get a rotary. I got the clock. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so we'll go for a walk around the car.
So, yeah.
I guess. What other sort of hidden gems do we got?
Well, this is how it came out with the twin distributor system, and we'll go around the front and have a look at that.
Yeah, let's have a look at it. I love the shape of it too. The little air vents. Was that a special item of the car?
This was with the RX1.
RX1.
Not any other models after it. They were sealed off. So this is the only vented bonnet in the rotary range.
And did you get that optioned with the car?
No.
Well, that's just
That's just the way it came.
Oh, how cool is that? So twin distributors.
The twin distributor system, it's not like the electronic systems of today.
No.
A little bit more complex.
Yeah.
And
they got a little
it
diaphragm
takes,
on them.
should we say, some of the older mechanics that have been around who cut their teeth on them to understand the timing of them and getting them right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to touch it.
There's only one one chap that Kevin Potts at Salisbury, he does it because he did his apprenticeship on these.
Oh, wow.
So he knows the old traditional.
And then this would be an absolute treat for him to work on, I guess.
Oh yes. Well, as you can see, there's no grease on the motor.
No,
it's just a clean, absolute motor. I have not touched that motor, that engine bay, in 10 years since the motor was rebuilt. It just seems to keep clean.
Yeah. How cool is this thing? Absolutely original. Look, even the door rubbers there.
Got a little armrest in the middle for the comfort of the rear passengers.
Yeah. Oh, there is plenty of room back here. I'm a big fan of small cars. I drive a little Nissan Micra. I love little cars. Awesome. And what do you drive as a daily?
Toyota Hiace van.
Hiace van?
1989 model.
Yep.
And it's only got 25. It's got 100,000 K on it now. It's just run in.
Yeah, those Toyotas go for ever and ever and ever. All right. Well, I guess that will conclude that, I guess.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate that, mate. This is an awesome car. I'm happy to see it. I'm glad I came to see it, really.
Well, thank you for your interest in it.
Oh, like I said, I'm a big fan of the Capella.
Actually,
I've driven some that are modified. I've never seen one in such an original condition.
Actually, one of the things about this that I really, really love is the fact I can come to shows like this.
Yeah.
I don't come to win trophies or anything like that. I come to actually show the car off.
Yeah.
And when people are rebuilding cars, and they're sort of refurbishing.
Yeah.
If you can't see what the original is like, you don't know what you've got to refurbish to.
Yeah.
At least they can take photos of this, and this is exactly what it's got to look like, because I know, I bought it, and I know what I haven't done to it.
Yeah.
So it gives them something as a guide to be able to build towards and know what they're looking for.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome for anyone that comes to these shows. That's such a cool thing to have.
That's the thing that I get the biggest buzz from, helping people out, refurbishing, trying to give them a goal to something to achieve. Yeah.
Oh well. Definitely sets a standard. And like you said, you didn't even do anything. You just bought the car and looked after it. How cool is that? All right, thank you so much for your time, John. We'll pull it up there.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that.